Just got so many bystanders here. What's that face you're making? I don't like that. Stop it, Cass. Make a different face, please.
Sure hope you know what you're doing. Mojave's getting tense.
Okay, she stopped. That's it. I got more dialogue to catch up with you. How's caravan life in the Mojave?
Well, I'm not one for soft living or soft men, let me tell you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, on both counts.
As long as we keep it on the level.
What? Oh, all right. Guess you've got a Legion outlook on things. No problems here. There's a lot more of that in the Mojave than you see. My point before is that you know the Mojave, and it's a hard place.
Caravan's life the same way?
The caravan fighting here in the Mojave, it's been downright brutal. The amount of caravan space you reserve for ammo alone. And if it's not raiders, powder gangers, it's NCR tolls. They need to get the money from somewhere, even if it's Vegas bound.
Do you deal mostly with NCR?
Anyone wise does. Vegas families pay on time, from what I've heard. Even the Omertas. The white gloves pay on time, but they're creepy. Deal with anyone else, though, you're taking a big risk.
What about Caesar's Legion?
The Legion? What about them? I don't trade caps or supply anyone who keeps slaves and treats women like Brahmin in those camps of theirs.
Do they deal with any caravans at all?
There's some caravans that deal with the Legion, yes. And as much as it pains me to say it, any caravan marked by the Legion is safe as houses. They guard their roads, their supply lines. Even fiends would hesitate before going after any trader dealing with Legion.
You sound frustrated.
I am. If NCR took the same stand and committed patrols to the roads, then I'd think that'd solve a lot of their problems right there. But they don't. Caravans get butchered in the Mojave all the time, like mine. And so fucking close to Vegas, you could see it from the wall.
NCR sounds like it has a lot to answer for.
NCR tries. It's just that trying doesn't mean a whole lot when you're paying your respects to the dead. And Legion, from what I've heard, they don't do the stop tolls on the roads or in the outposts like some NCR quartermasters do. You're lucky if you turn a profit sometimes. If some new officer gets assigned a route, the fees just get worse.
Any other differences between Legion and NCR?
Much as I hate the Legion, caravan life would be a hell of a lot easier if they ran the roads. Well, as long as those companies were run by men. And that's the biggest issue I see. And it's a shame. But I think there's people on the NCR side who feel more strongly than I do.
What do you mean?
Some caravans deal with the Legion now because the security. If towns could get the same protection, a lot more tempting than you'd think. A bunch of people would be willing to side with the Legion to not have to worry about fiends and boomers and powder ganger attacks. It's not hard for some folks to sell freedom when the alternative is worse. Especially if being with NCR is going to get you on a Legion cross.
What do you think of NCR?
NCR's my country, and I support it. Anyone who says otherwise, I'll feed them my knee. I know which side of the firing line I'm on in the Mojave, just so you know.
There's a but in there.
Yeah, there is. I'm not some blind, flag-saluting, do-as-they-will NCR lover. They're family. But let me tell you what family means. You ever had a brother? Some dumbass younger brother, say, who knocked up the pastor's daughter, can't hold a job, and his home away is a jail cell? That's NCR. Their compass is spinning all the time.
So they lack direction.
They try to put their stake in everything they see. Nobody's dick's that long. Not even Long Dick Johnson, and he had a fucking long dick. Thus the name.
Oh. So does he have like, do you have like his number or? Yeah, I got that part, thanks.
So NCR tries to hold on to everything. They can't, because it's too big for them to get their arms around. They can't guard the roads. They can't put a line of troops around the Mojave. It's just greed that makes the heads back west even try.
So the Mojave suffers.
Aside from the people in the towns, it's the soldiers that suffer for it most. Ever seen NCR troops asked to go after gangs at 3-to-1 odds? That bear flag doesn't make them bulletproof. And when those gangs were caused by NCR in the first place, like the powder gangers, Caesar on a crutch. Don't get me started there.
There's other alternatives.
Look, and what I'm about to say, I don't mean as any offense to you. I know where your sympathies lie. I wouldn't want the Brotherhood, or the Followers, or the Vegas families running the Mojave. All of them are a different kind of fuck-up. NCR just has some shaping up to do. Maybe Caesar kicking them in the nuts is a nice wake-up call, is all I'm saying. I just wish Caesar would kick the heads of NCR, not the feet. I've fucked a soldier in my time. They don't need to get fucked by their orders.
Phrasing. Okay. What can you tell me about New Vegas?
Much as anyone else. Cazador trap. You fly in, the city sucks a pint out of you, then you're out on the street. NCR makes a habit of going there and dumping cash. Only the strip gets fat off it. Couldn't tell you much more than that. Not really one for New Vegas when there's enough dump water bars in the Mojave to last me.
Know anything about Mr. House?
Not much. And I haven't had occasion to look for anything more than that. I've heard what most people know. He's said to run New Vegas. He runs the robots. But, well, no one's really seen him. Well, except you, that is.
Can you make me some of your moonshine?
Don't have all the ingredients you need. Come back when you have them, and I'd be happy to get something cooking.
Yeah, it's all that. Alright. That's a lot of what we had left behind to do. We got a whole group here, though.
What'd you think of Mr. House? I was surprised he only had the 2 robot sex slaves.
Ha! Can you tell me anything about this platinum chip?
Yeah, it's not for poker. I've never seen anything quite like it, but I can tell you it looks like it was fabricated before the war, and not at a mint. Some kind of tech. I'm gonna say mid-2200s. Hold on to it. Might be your lucky chip.
Tell me about the Brotherhood of Steel.
It pays like ass, but it's hard to get other work with my skill set. What do you want to know?
Been through all that. Father Elijah came up a few times.
He was our elder when we came east. A wizard with technology, really. His mind just worked that way, naturally. I learned a lot from him. But he started having disagreements with the other elders. The Brotherhood's interest is in old technology. He wanted to explore developing new tech. And there were other ways he wanted to push, other weapons, ones with ethics questions attached. Rather than deal with him, they sent him east.
Father Elijah came up in the other DLC. Do you like being a member?
I know sometimes I sound like I don't. I know. But there's something that still rings true to me about our code. There's an honor to it. We're protecting people. Even if it's from themselves, it's a good cause. We just lose sight of the big picture sometimes. Treat all our practices with the same sacredness.
What do you do for them?
I'm a procurement specialist. Like I said, it's basically grocery shopping, except sometimes the groceries are scavenged parts and arcane technology. The elder who brought us to the Mojave, Father Elijah, usually had me looking for these old memory units, but he'd never tell me what they were for. Nowadays, I'm usually sent to do business with traders at places like the 188. But sometimes I think it's just to keep me out of everyone's hair.
Probably just want to figure out how to pursue her story. Tell me about yourself.
My favorite subject.
Who was this Father Elijah to you?
I would say he was my tutor, but that doesn't cover it. After my parents passed, he looked after me. The whole Brotherhood brought me up, really, but he made sure of it. I never had a grandfather, not that I knew anyway. But Elijah was in some ways what I'd imagined a grandfather to be.
Did you follow him from California?
It was by his request, actually. He cleared it with the other elders. Somehow. They sent him to look into the dam. There was a time when I'd have begged to follow. Watch him at work.
What changed?
He did. For years, he fought with the council. Taught me to question our direction. Meanwhile, he'd become more out of touch than all of them. On our way east, he demanded we stop at Helios 1 to examine it. While we were there, we received word that the NCR had taken the dam. He was furious. Called it children playing with a bomb, but he was mad because we'd lost its power. What we'd use it for. He didn't even care.
Look at the face he's making over here. How is that different from how any other elder would have reacted?
They're cautious. When they discover something, they respect it, learn its limits, consider how to preserve it. Used to drive Father Elijah crazy. He liked to learn limits too, but only so he could push them. That's not to excuse the other elders, though. They all covet technology for its own sake. Some are just more fanatical than others.
You ever try to talk sense into him?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't help him. He just didn't listen. And the idea that people talk back to him... If he could have made the Brotherhood act like machines, ordering them around with the push of a button, he would have.
What did you learn from him?
Elijah could look at an old device and immediately understand what made it work. And he could see its potential, where it fit with other technology. It's not something he could teach, but he tried with me. Some of it stuck. But that's what he taught me. You ask what I learned from him.
How's that different? What did you learn from him?
I learned what I don't want to become. In the end, there was just him and his vision. Nothing and no one else.
Were you close?
Yeah. I miss him.
Where is he now?
I don't know. Last time anyone saw him was in the battle at Helios 1. I wasn't there. He gave orders to hold the plant until he could be reactivated. But he ran out of time. The NCR overran it. Everyone thought he was dead. But I got a note from him at a comm station. That's how he liked to talk, even to me. He wasn't good at face-to-face.
What was in that note?
It was... strange. Even for Father Elijah. He's always been unstable, but this was... something else. I don't want to say delusional, but I don't know what else to call it. The only thing familiar about it was the signature. He said the Brotherhood was doomed, but that he'd return, save us. But the way he said it... I don't know. Said he'd return with one of the greatest treasures of the old world, make the Mojave like it was meant to be. Wipe the slate clean. Sure.
What are your goals?
I want a dress.
A dress.
Yeah, a good one. Something elegant and classy, you know? But still stylish. Something that's eye-catching and sexy, but also says, don't fuck with me. I keep hoping I'll come across some old-world designer gown when I'm scavenging, but it never happens. Maybe I should move back to California.
All right, let's find you a dress.
Let's.
If I can... I feel like I might have seen a dress before. I'm a little worried about that. But, like, people just have dresses, right? Is there a single woman here? Well, there's you. There's you guys.
How do you do?
Not amazing dresses, but, like, I mean, if I end up killing you, then I can probably take your dress. If that's where the storyline goes.
If we run, we might still catch Benny. Well, you might. I'll just be wheezing along behind you.
Oh, he's dead. He's extremely dead. I killed him. Nothing specifically new. Not necessarily.
What's up?
What's your opinion on the current situation?
It could be better. If we can find a way to work toward the independence of New Vegas, that would be ideal. But really, as long as you don't help out the Legion, anything's better than that.
He won't talk about himself. He won't talk about himself at all? Okay. So I was here about people liking Arcade Ganon, but I need to figure out how to unpack that. Okay, that's interesting. So this Eddie, which I think this was hinted at a message at one point, or the epilogue thing, but this Eddie still has the same memories now that the other Eddie had, that one that died. Play me the trailer for Ralphie, the Robot's Incredible Odyssey.
Next week on Ralphie, the Robot's Incredible Odyssey.
Ralphie, hurry! If mean old General Winters catches you, you'll never make it home!
Wow, that trailer's 5 seconds long? What the fuck? Didn't even keep going. The last log we had from you from the story was this.
Download complete. Begin recording. Navarro Outpost Scientist, I am glad that EDE has reached you. You will find several data banks of information on this machine.
Just turn this down a bit. Oh my god, that's fucking loud.
Please handle this information with the utmost care, as it represents the sum total of the results of my research on the Duraframe iBots. There are also several data banks with information on my research into Poseidon Energy, and some projects they were working on in the Mojave area.
Hello.
And that was all of it, apparently. Okay. Well, these are the characters I'm trying to follow up on the stories of, so hopefully I can figure out how to unpack some of these. And hopefully I can just find some place that has dresses. Admittedly, I haven't always been thinking about the dresses. So I may have
Our guys put the monorail back to work.
might have just missed some obvious chances.
How may I be of service, sir?
You just keep taunting people with that rumor over and over again. Marjorie said you gave a free room to a private investigator.
Private investigator. Ah, yes, I remember the gentleman. This was about the missing bride. Such an awful thing. I do hope he finds her whereabouts. If I might pry, have you found something that will help his investigation?
I'm on an investigation too. I was hoping we could help each other.
You are? Nothing so grim as his investigation, I hope. Ordinarily, we don't give out guest information, but I think given the circumstances, he'll want to speak with you. Let's see. He hasn't checked out yet. If you head back to the hotel rooms, his will be one floor directly above you after you exit the lobby. I hope we can put this whole matter to rest at last.
Well, thankfully I have a waypoint I can follow. Otherwise, that might be frustrating to find.
Over here.
Oh.
Come on. You got a bigger gun I can borrow?
They're misbehaving. A matchbook. That's a clue, isn't it? Big Sal's password, Daddy's home. Oh, I have the pass. Oh, I could have typed that in. Shit. Back at his computer. I still could go back, I guess. Following was scrawled across the back of the matchbook. Steam room, 4 p.m. You guys doing alright over here? Just let me help out here. The fact that the robot still could shoot is very funny. You guys didn't confiscate that well.
Might be time for a weapon.
She's just decking him. Oh, she still has the power glove. Ooh. Well, now I've got a melee weapon. Yes. Oh, you guys are fucked. So, I do believe they killed the investigator on purpose and whatnot. Need to figure out how to find a dress. Who am I stealing from? The people trying to murder me or the dead guy? Seriously, game. Who am I supposed to believe is being morally infringed upon right now? Park stroller. Oh, I just want her dress. Not in a weird way. I need a dress and I don't know how to get a dress. I feel like whenever I check dressers, there's never a dress in it. I got her a bonnet. I feel like whenever I see female-coded clothing, it's always the sexy wear, which I don't think is what she wants. Are you suspiciously walking towards this steam room? What time is it? Not anywhere near 4 a.m. Okay. (4 p.m.) So 12 minus 5. About. There's 3 dudes and 2 gals in a steam room. 0 feet apart because the majority of them are gay. At least, I think. Jury's out. You know. It's our good friend Chauncey.
Who are you?
Just someone who found a matchbook.
Matchbook? What about the man I gave it to?
He's dead.
Oh my goodness me. They must know he was talking to someone on the inside. They'll be watching everyone closer now. I knew this was a mistake.
What were you supposed to discuss here?
The girl, the one who disappeared. I know what happened to her.
How do you know what happened to the girl?
Because I distracted her fiancé while they took her. Well, I'm not proud of it, but I had to. They could see I was having second thoughts. Some of the white gloves began meeting privately a while back. Started talking about how we'd lost our identity. I started attending because I thought it was about changing our politics. Then they started talking about returning to the old ways, and there was no way out. They'd kill me for the things I heard them say.
Who are you afraid of?
Mortimer. If he realizes it was me the investigator was planning to meet, he'll have me killed.
I can't believe the guy named Mortimer was the cannibal. So was Mortimer behind the So was Mortimer behind the disappearances?
Yes. The White Glove Society strictly forbids eating humans, but we weren't always the White Glove Society. Mortimer and some of the others have regressed to the old ways. They've taken many people over the last few months, but always from Freeside or secluded places where they wouldn't be missed. It wasn't enough. Lately, they've gone for tourists here on the Strip, even in the hotel. I guess that's the hazard of a cannibal becoming a gourmet. It's hard to please a refined palate.
We used to be the Full Belly Society. What about Ted Gunderson?
He's alive, as far as I know. They're trying to keep him fresh. Mortimer has special plans for him. The White Glove Society has a banquet every night at 7. It's in our private section. Mortimer wants to reintroduce humans into our cuisine. Since eating people is a crime we punish by death, he's going to do it in secret. After everyone has eaten it, he'll tell them. With no real way to punish everyone, in Mortimer's mind anyway, their minds will be open to the idea of eating people as a delicacy.
Where are they keeping Ted?
I don't know exactly. I wasn't in on it. I think some of them have stopped trusting me. But you can bet they're keeping him near the gourmand. Our chef, Philippe, has an obsession with fresh ingredients. It'd be back in the members-only section, so you'll have to be careful. Don't be seen, and more importantly, don't let them see Ted in the open. It's guarded both at the lobby entrance and in the access tunnels leading from the main restaurant.
How do I get in?
I could sponsor you as an honorary member. The White Gloves are always looking for people who can elevate their status. You'd certainly fit the bill with everything you've done around here. Otherwise, you'll have to find some way to get inside quietly. It won't be easy, and it'll be harder still to get them out.
Any suggestions on how to get Ted out?
Well, they'll all be sampling pre-war wines before the meal. Maybe it's as simple as drugging them. Although that wouldn't stop any future kidnappings. You'd have to expose Mortimer, but he's going to confess anyway. What if his revelation were a lie? What if no one had eaten human flesh but him? If you could somehow replace Philippe in the kitchen and serve a convincing substitute instead, you could walk Ted right through the middle of that room after Mortimer speaks, and then he'd have some explaining to do. Philippe has been trying to approximate the taste of human flesh for years. He must have a recipe somewhere.
Ted's father's a wealthy man. With his resources, this should be easy to stop.
That may be true, but I wouldn't recommend it. He's built a reputation, and it isn't for calmness and impartiality. He's not what he looks like. They call him Hurricane Heck. The man built his empire by hiring mercenaries to drive off the competition. Lately, he's been attacking our Brahmin suppliers so he can take over their business. He's the sort to pound in a nail with a wrecking ball. If you give him the whole story on this, he'd be liable to raise the entire hotel. And God knows what he'd do to the rest of the Strip.
Hurricane Heck. I can't take a guy named Heck seriously. Wouldn't they punish Mortimer for the deception?
They might, but to him, the legacy of returning to the old ways is worth his own life. I don't think he expects it, though. I don't either. Nothing is more important to the society than being on the cutting edge of New Vegas cuisine. Mortimer's idea will appeal to that need. He just has to get them over the taboo.
Goodbye.
Let's plan on meeting again as soon as... Wait, did you hear something? Were you followed?
Was I? Oh no, is he dead? I've got a cool stick. No, Chauncey. No. No. This is sad.
You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you? No, it's too much. Well, okay, but it's too much. Oh, it's perfect. Thank you, thank you. I wish I had something to give you. Wait, what about punching? That's the gift that keeps on giving. I could work on your punching with you, if you like. Show you how to counter like a scribe.
She's so happy. That's really confusing. So, I was like, wait, if the gear is gendered, can I just give her some fancy clothes and they'll magically turn into a dress, presumably? Despite no indication that it's a dress? Sure, teach me.
All right, put him up. Let's see what you got.
It's a face you're making. You learned the Scribe Counter special move. To use this technique, you initiate a standard attack immediately after your character blocks an incoming attack.
Pretty addictive, right? You do it once, it just makes you want to do it more. You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
She's not going to wear the dress, is she? Oh, well. Yeah, give her those back. Well, that made her happy. Now she'll stop asking about the dress, I guess. Don't know what else to do with her plot. Hi, he just kind of existed next to this mess. Okay, so we probably need to hurry. Didn't he say it happens at like 7? Mortimer, no! I could just hit Mortimer really hard with a stick.
How may I be of service, sir?
I heard your group dines on human flesh.
Ah, yes. I've heard that one too. Jealous people say such nasty things. I feel sorry for them.
So it isn't true?
I can assure you that the only thing the White Glove Society is guilty of is preparing the tastiest cuisine you'll ever sample. That is, of course, if you can afford it.
I want to join the White Glove Society. I was told I need a sponsor.
You'll have to look elsewhere, I'm afraid. The whole idea of joining the White Glove Society is pure hogwash. You're either in it or you're not. There's no joining. This honorary member nonsense is just something Marjorie contrived because she's so preoccupied with image. But it's only a fad. Once it blows over, the riffraff we've temporarily inducted will be shown the door. So I wouldn't hold out hope if I were you.
There's no such thing as joining. Then how did anyone be in it? It's not like you're born a White Glove Society member.
Indeed.
This guy's a madman, which isn't a surprise. What am I looking at here? Minuteman 11 Constantine Protocol security clearance. What? I don't even know what that was. Oh, that one. Silo security codes, okay. Okay. Well, just gotta figure out what we're gonna do next.